Okay guys, today I'll be giving you a quick tutorial on how to use the RSI in ways that very few people know how to. This is in finding the hidden picture, the hidden story in the RSI. So for most cases, the way people use RSI is they use a standard 75% resistance and 25% support. So if you have that here, I'm using the trading view charts because it's a little bit easier to use. If we have that here, upper band, lower band, 70% and 30%. This is what most people use, and this is what most education companies or what sort they teach you how to use. There you go. You have a simple 25% support here, 30% support, and 70% resistance. The thing is, this might work for certain cases, but in most cases, it's about finding the hidden levels of resistance and the hidden levels of support. For example, in this case, if we have a support level right here, horizontal support, you will notice that multiple times when price touches this level, here, you notice that there's a corresponding bounce here. When it's near here, it has a corresponding bounce here. As near here, there's a corresponding bounce here. Near here, there's a corresponding bounce here. So in this case, you can see that the RSI 29% and 30% is a very good level in indicating where possible bounce are going to occur. Please note that it's never enough to just use the RSI to trade off the RSI signals alone. You have to do it with with other indicators like support and resistance, and Fibonacci retracements and extensions. But the key thing I want to highlight here is that it is the RSI, the 70-30 is just one way of using the RSI to find support and resistance. I will now show you how to find hidden support and resistance levels. And this requires us to go to, I'm just doing this on the fly. All right, we can clearly see there's some kind of resistance here. If you look at the RSI, if we just look at here, this is 61%. This is 61% horizontal resistance. And what we are seeing here is, what we're seeing here is you can see how RSI, there's RSI resistance at 61% here. There's price reacted off it correspondingly over here. And when it touched this level again, there's another reaction. If it touched this level again, another reaction. Right over here, there's another reaction. And every time price is close, the price is clearly held below the 61% RSI. Only when it starts to break above it right here, do you notice that there's a corresponding break in price, a rally in price. So it's crucial to know that you shouldn't just use the 70% and 30% standard resistance and support levels for RSI. Instead, you can look for different levels of hidden support and resistance. All right, so this doesn't just happen only in terms of resistance and support. All right, it can horizontal resistance and support. It can actually happen in diagonal lines too, which I'll be showing you later. What I want to do now is to just look for other examples of horizontal support and resistance levels. All right, so it seems like there's another one right about here. Let's see. Yep, somewhere here. This horizontal support line, or rather maybe here. Yeah, this horizontal support line. How this works here, I'll highlight to you. This is the 35%. This is the 35% support. It's not a standard 30% support. You notice that every time price touches this level, there's a bounce. So you can see the bounces here. or its price either bounces or it's able to hold well above that level. You can see how even though price was making new lows, it is not being able to break past the 35% support multiple times. So these are all good examples on how to find the not only a horizontal resistance but also the horizontal support level. Only when it breaks past it strongly here are you able to see price start making further lows. In fact, at this level it's still seeing a bounce. Only when it breaks strongly below here, then you can see a corresponding break here. So this, yeah, once again I'm mentioning that this is another example on how to find the hidden support and resistance levels in RSI. And now I'll show you how to get the diagonal support and resistance levels, or rather how to tell when a break is going to happen. And this is one very interesting pattern I found. If you notice here, this is a very interesting configuration. What you see here is this every time price reaches here, there's a bounce. Price reaches here, there's a bounce. Price reaches here, there's a bounce. Correct? So this to us is a hidden diagonal level, diagonal support level. And you'll notice that while this is happening, price is actually increasing. The price is rising up all the way. It keeps increasing. It's making is rising higher and higher. Making higher lows. So we are thinking, when is price going to break? It's just rising and rising and rising. And the time price breaks is actually right here. If you notice, this is where it breaks the horizontal support, and this corresponds to right about here. So at this level, it's already telling us that, hey, it's time to get out of the market. So you will notice what happens at this exact point. You'll notice that price actually rises up a little bit further, right? These are this is rather what I like to call a pre-signal. The first signal comes from the RSI. Only after that does price start breaking down after that. So RSI, basically, the moment it breaks, what usually happens is that it will make a pullback. It will make, after it breaks down here, you make a pullback to the resistance line, gives you one last chance to get out of all your positions before it collapses. So in this case, you can see how the moment it broke, you had one last chance to get out of your position here before it went all the way down. It plummeted down. Right, so this is another example of how to use the RSI to identify breakout levels. Horizontal diagonal support levels, as indicated by here. Notice how, imagine you are you're plotting this RSI in real time. All right, you see one support level, and the minimum I usually recommend is 2 to 3. So the moment you see 2 support levels on RSI and it corresponds to 2 bounces, 2 significant bounces you see in price, the next thing you want to do is that, okay, you start drawing the ascending support line, diagonal support line, and you start noticing that price is just about on the third bounce. This corresponds to this bounce here. Right, so we can use these diagonal support levels to identify where bounces are going to occur, and if a bounce doesn't occur after at least 1, 2, preferably 3 bounces have been met, then we can tell that this fourth one is going to be a breakout. And when it's a breakout, you have to be careful, because that's where the market is really changing direction. I will try to highlight a couple more examples of how this occurs. All right. Next example would likely be in this case here. Here you go. This is a bullish breakout, so we go with a bullish line. So what happens is that you will notice how price, every time price reaches this level here, let me use the arrow. This level here, you know, there was a reaction. It reached this level here, there was a reaction. This level here, there was a reaction. This level here, there's still a reaction. You can tell that something's up, you know. There's this very beautiful diagonal descending resistance line, and only when price breaks out here, right at this point here, do you see a huge breakout there. And in this case, there wasn't a pullback, or rather there was a little bit of a pullback to the support level before RSI just went on and price just went on. You know, so in this case, if you have been short from here all the way down, you know, assuming you're looking at RSI, you know, all the way down here, this is where you've been short until, you know, you have been looking at the diagonal descending resistance line, and you have been short every time price as long as RSI holds below this level. And the moment it breaks past, you know, this will have taken out quite a bit of your profit, you know. And the interesting thing, like I mentioned previously, is that there was a pullback as usual. Most of the time there was a pullback to the RSI support before it just launched up in the other direction. So this pullback was your chance to get out before price just take off in the other direction. All right, so this is another example of how you can use the RSI, you know, not only to tell when bearish, you know, breakouts are going to happen, but when bullish breakouts are going to happen, and more importantly, how you can use this RSI to find when exactly a change in direction is going to happen, a change in momentum of the market is going to happen. This usually, this usually occurs in a not so obvious way. You have to find the really beautiful, you know, ascending support and resistance levels. And this, just for the sake of this example, what I find very beautiful here, at least, is that there is this very, if you look here, this is the level where price made the highest high. All right, this level here. So we are going to draw a descending support line somewhere here. It's okay to take some fluctuations once in a while. The thing about the markets is that you can't be too strict on getting every single point right. But in this case, I can see a very clear case here. There is every time price reaches this level, every time price reaches this level, there was a reaction. You know, there's a reaction here. You know, there's a reaction right about here. There's a reaction here. There's a reaction here. The massive spike here. That's why I'm allowing for a spike above the RSI. And the interesting thing here is that this is where price started to break out. And from here, my forecast is actually that you rise much further, and we're seeing a bigger correction from here, at least to the 62% of this move. All right, so this is something to watch out for. It's an example of, if I'm doing this in real time, how I'm going to consider where the market is going to move. And the very interesting thing on top of that is that if you look closely, this here, price is making lower lows right here, a lower low, so this way, and RSI is making higher lows. So if you follow some of the tutorials that I do, this is a classic case, a very classic case of a bullish divergence. Yeah, bullish divergence. I'm sorry, my writing is so horrible. Oh my goodness. Yeah, bullish divergence. A bullish divergence, especially when working in tandem with a breakout. As you can see, a breakout above our ascending support line, and I'm a descending resistance turn support line, is a very good indication that price is going to make a massive bounce from here. And this is just another example of combining the many different techniques used in RSI to find a clearer picture of the momentum of the market. RSI is meant to be the relative strength index, so don't just use it based on the 30% support, 70% resistance rule. If you're using it just for that, it's a terrible waste. It's a terrible waste of all the talent and the potential that the RSI indicator has. The key thing is to recognize its true potential through looking at the different patterns it says. This can come in the form of hidden resistance lines, hidden support lines, ascending support, ascending resistance, and breakouts of ascending support and resistance, breakouts of horizontal support and resistance levels. Every time you see a pattern occur, the key thing you want to do, at least in this early stage, is what I would recommend is to swing by the live trading room we have at www.theforexarmy.com/live-forex-trading-room and post your questions there. Post a chart there. Many of the trained, it's a free live trading room, so many of the trained veterans there, they would see your chart and say, hey, this is correct, or this is wrong, and they'll correct you so that you can be a better trader. All right, and at the same time, we always appreciate more eyes on the market, looking for key levels, key strategies to look out for, as most of the time we cannot monitor every single market on every single time frame. We may be on the 1 hour time frames, but if you have more time to be on the 15 minutes time frame, that gives us more trading opportunities. And so feel free to practice as much as possible and swing by the live trading room and post your questions there. All right, so I hope this video helps you better understand this, how we can use the RSI to find not only support and resistance levels, but also when price is going to change its momentum from bullish to bearish or bearish to bullish, when potential breakouts are going to occur, when you should take your profit, and when to get out of the market. All right, so if you find that this video has helped you, leave a thumbs up on this video in YouTube. If you have questions, post them in the comment section below, or as I would advise, go to our live trading room. It's free. It's mainly for Forex, of course. The link should be in the description below. It's at www.theforexarmy.com/live-forex-trading-room. That is the room you should just go to and post your questions there. Alright, that's it from me. Keep a lookout on some of my other videos. I'll be teaching you how to use the stochastic to find hidden support levels and resistance too. I'll be teaching you how to use Fibonacci projections and retracements, and in essence, just to use the many different techniques and combining them together to really what we call come up with confluence support and resistance. All that will be touched on later. For now, that's it for me. Thank you very much for your time, and peace out.